Boss Hog tapping in. All right.
Boss Hog.
Flex right there. Big dog. All right. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. You know where we hanging out. Shot 97 and get hurt outside.
We're styling on him. What are you working with, Big Dog? What are you working with?
I got my little Jordan joint. I got my little Jordan joint.
Okay. You know, that's what it is, man. You see that? That's the monogram joint, the Gucci boots. Don't get stupid, all right?
He said, don't get stupid. He said, don't get stupid.
All right, the Star Report on YouTube. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Had a good time, man.
I had a good time with you.
Good to see you, man.
Lovely
Good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Lit Digital DJs.
Lit Digital DJs, you see us.
Okay, you got the clubs locked down. I see you, man.
I'm still working, man. The old dog's out here.
As you should be. As you should be. All right, you guys have a good night. Take care.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's even. I was not feeling well. I want everybody to know. I have this playing in the background somewhere. Hold on. I was not feeling well. I just want to let all of y'all know that. For everybody that don't know, I'm feeling a lot better now. I don't know how this really works. Generally speaking, whenever I get sick or something like that, I don't really stay sick long. I'm usually sick for an extremely short amount of time, thank God. So apparently yesterday it felt like I might be dying or something. It felt really, really bad. I was feeling terrible. Today, not so much, apparently. Feeling a lot better. I can't really explain it myself, but that's generally, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff over here. That's why I'm telling you about this while I had to get some stuff together real quick. I was just a little bit late on something. My eyes was probably big and buggy, right? Because I was focusing. All right, BBN, Jack Frost. Couple of things we're going to be talking about today. Just so y'all know, we have something to disclose about the Takeoff investigation. It's going to put a lot of things into light, and then it's also going to make us understand why the information we have been getting disseminated the way it's been coming out, the reason why it's been coming out the way it has been coming out. Sometimes you can have a clear picture of what happened and not know entirely what happened. You understand? With that being said, also BRITTNEY GRINER HOME. She has been freed from the custody of the Russian government, and there's a lot of people that actually have issue with this, and there's multiple different reasons people that have issues with this. But before we go any further, I want to say this: as a government of what we are right now, if Russia was going to give them the opportunity to make this deal, they had to take it. A different administration would not have had to. I'm saying because of the administration that we have right now, it was imperative for them to get her back from Russia. And just so we can be clear, they didn't even do the deal. The deal was done by the United Emirates, guys. We got a little bit on that. I'm going to show you a little bit what I believe to be proof. And not that I have an issue with this, just so we can understand what's really going on in global politics. Because you do often understand, over here we'll discuss something, and then maybe I don't give enough feedback back into it to show the clarity in which I came to the decision, rather than just me just picking things from clear air because I'm thinking things is obvious, and they might not be as obvious as I think they are. So as far as we're talking about with this BRITTNEY GRINER situation, I just want to show you something real quick. And then we'll see if in fact there's a chance that this deal was actually negotiated by someone other than the Biden administration, who they're going to take full credit for, because they probably can't even mention if anybody else was involved. But let's see what happens. Can we stop this footage right here? You see those guys standing off of the tarmac? First of all, this looks like a whole drug deal going on. Am I wrong? Yo, these dudes is doing the most intricate. Yo, these dudes is doing a whole drug deal right now. This is Breaking Bad. Okay, so This is Breaking Bad right here. So I just want to rewind that a little bit. You see these gentlemen off to the side. And I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. And I'm not upset at this. I want to be clear. Just by me pointing this out, it's not me saying that I have issue with it. It's just me saying, remember before when we were speaking about bringing Brittney Griner home? I want to be clear on this. Hold on. Remember before when we was talking about bringing Brittney Griner home? And I said, yo, look, that deal is not a fair deal. I mean, I get it. I understand exactly what you're saying. You want to bring the young lady home. But she broke a law that in our country, if she broke something similar to that, you wouldn't be talking about don't arrest her and don't put her in jail. You let her come through LAX, coming from another country, and she got something that is considered to be drugs on her that was given to her by the other country that she is now bringing onto American soil. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Do you have any idea of what is going to happen? She's going to go to jail. She's going to get in trouble. What makes you think that that is not going to happen? So I want to be clear about this, just so we can be clear. I'm not saying don't go get her. But what I'm saying is, what kind of precedents do we set? Because I said this before. I said, if they get the deal, they got to take the deal. I said, but they can't give her up. They can't go get her and give away 2 and 3 people. If y'all don't, the videos got to be up. They were months ago. We spoke about this before. This was a going topic that we were discussing. I said, look, there's no way that what they can do, just so we can be clear, is get her for nothing. I can't even, if you don't remember me saying that, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't remember me saying that, I don't know what to tell you. Now, just so we can be clear, they did the deal. And literally, what I said what was going to happen, happened. A ton of people are upset. Because why are we going to this other country to go get this woman who actually broke a law in that other country? That if they broke that same law here, they will be going to jail and nobody will be talking about keeping them free. Tell me where the lie is at. Explain to me where the lie is at. Now, what are people upset over? Think about all of the people who have relatives locked up in jail. Think about all of the people who got relatives locked up in jail. All of the people locked up in jail doing big ass time for a little bit of weed. These are the same people they're gonna try to get vote. I do understand this, right? These are the same individuals they're gonna go try to get vote because they're gonna consider this a win. I don't know what to consider this. Do you think this is a win or do you think this is a loss? I want to know. I want to know, do you think this is a win or do you think this is a loss? What do you consider this to be? A win or a loss? I'm curious. I'm 100% curious. I just want to be clear on this. What do you consider this, a win or a loss? Because look, just so we could be clear, Brittney Griner broke a law that if she broke that same law in America, so there's the people that's pissed off about that. Right? Once again, I want to clap it up. Shout out to Brittney Griner. I'm happy that she's back home. I want to be clear on that. Screw where they had her at. I don't know who to send over there. Let those dudes that Cabo 6, let them go vacation over there. Send them to prison in Mexico, and then every couple of months, send them on vacation to where she was at. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Just a prisoner exchange program. We want to make people just suffer in different ways. Do that. Copy? But no, she didn't deserve that, in my opinion. If they would have just sent her to a regular prison, I would feel a different way. They sent her to the worst prison? Why? Hold on, stop everything. Do you understand why I wanted her home? Imagine. Okay, so none of you dudes never been in Rikers or any kind of real prisons, right? No jails that are dangerous, right? But imagine you go to jail for a minor crime, and they put you in the fucking lockup area with all the worst criminals that ain't never coming home. All of that was political posturing. What up, King Will? All of that was political posturing. I don't want that woman to have, they was using her. Our government, their government, they was using her. My dude, do you understand who they exchanged her for, just so we can be clear? A dude that's so terrible, they made a movie about this guy. I'm not even bullshitting you. It's called, what is it? Art of War? Nicolas Cage played him, so you know he had to be crazy in real life. That's the part people aren't getting. Go look at who Nicolas Cage plays. All of Nicolas Cage's characters is he's got to be crazy in real life. I'm not even talking about whatever banana shit we seen in the movies. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm happy that Brittney Griner is home. But the Democratic Party has a new problem. This is just don't even make sense. So I haven't cut my nails in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days or something like that. Probably a week. And look at this, man. This is crazy, man. I gotta get some new nail clippers. I don't know why they grow that fast. So you get it yet? How are you gonna give your vote? If you listen, how are you gonna give your vote and put your energy behind a political faction? A political faction that administers justice according to your political favoritisms. You know how this would have meant something to me if that was a person that spoke down on the president. And then they went and did everything they could and got the person back. Other people have done that. Remember ASAP Rocky? Is it ASAP Rocky? A Boogie or ASAP Rocky? Who was in that other country? And they got in trouble with the police because somebody tried to fight him or some shit. And Trump was like, nah, send our dude home, homie. I'm going to go bankrupt your whole economy. Who was that? I'm sorry, but most of the things Trump say is just sound bites, right? There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not trying. It is what it is. But what country was that? It's like Sweden or some shit? What rapper was that? It was an A Boogie, or it was they're not interchangeable. Like both of these two guys they're not interchangeable. I'm not trying to say it like that, but being as they both same area. Trump went and got people who didn't like him. That's the point in which I'm trying to make. That's political fairness. Now, I was going to make a different point real quick, but somebody pulled up into the chat. I'm not going to put your name up on the screen. You should know why. But somebody, I'm going to read your comment because I thought it was a good comment, so I hope you could just respect that. They pulled up into the chat and they said, hopefully they can bring home the next... Yes! That's literally a point I was going to make in a couple of minutes, but we'll discuss that right now. I was going to make that point in a couple of minutes because I just wanted to talk about the favoritism part. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand that they're going to ask people to vote for them, right? The military to vote for them. They don't go this hard to go get military people locked up in other countries who was out there fighting. They just released the dude that they made a movie about. How he was supplying arms to both sides of the fight. Like, if there's never been another person that is a rat bastard, I don't know what to tell you. This guy's rat bastardery was so incredible, they got Nicolas Cage to play him. Nicolas Cage don't play hinged characters. I don't think he knows how. I think every character Nicolas Cage plays is right at the tip of going bananas if he isn't there already. He's either at the tip of going bananas or at the tip of going sane. Sheesh. So they let this guy. The only thing that I can also say about this, just so we can be clear, the guy had only 2 more years to serve. So that's something that I think the Democrats, while they're trying to explain how this was actually a good deal, that's one of the things that I think they should lean into. He only had 2 more years to serve. So we gave up nothing, basically. How many individuals, and basically we let them out with good behavior. That's basically what they did. Let's see how the Democrats handle it, though. Let's see if they take that approach. But that's the approach I believe they should. I told you, I'm not neither here nor there on this. I see where there are positives, and I see where there might not be as much positives. I see the problems in which it creates, and I see the problems in which it solves. Is that fair? I'm hoping that's fair. Is that fair? If that's fair, drop some. Nigga said Biden 20. Shut up. Okay, shout out to JF. He says Biden 2024. 2024. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Mountain Range. This is good morning, Jack. Listening while driving. Peace, blessings to you. Godspeed. Listen and pay attention. Hold on. Other dude said because Russia ain't giving Paul back, prayers for Paul and his family. Once again, and I want to be clear about this, the Biden administration, see, this is the point in which I'm trying to make. Before Donald Trump lost and Biden won, one of the points that Donald Trump was trying to make was that even though in America, the Democrats look like they're doing all the things, globally, we're seen as weak whenever the Democrats are pushing any kind of agenda. The Democrats are not the same like the Republicans as far as how they dealt with people on a global scale. The reason why this is of particular interest, just so we can be clear, is because Donald Trump, when he was president, will wake up in the morning at 3 o'clock, tweet something out. And it will affect the market on a global scale. Our president that we currently have does not have that power. He does not have that influence. I want to respond to some of these. I'm gonna put I want to put the link down there, but I know people gonna want to come up here, and it's not gonna be a serious conversation. But we'll try one, right? I'll put the link down. See if anybody want to come up here and have a serious conversation. Because I'm neither here nor there on this. I don't know which way to actually lean, to be honest with you. Yes, but somebody said Trump was president when he was arrested. I believe they're talking about Paul, and did nothing to get him back. Yeah, but I'm saying Trump would also have done, in that regard, he would have also have done nothing to get her back. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Trump would have made sure that she would have came back already. I'm saying the same regard that he would have treated somebody else, he would have treated with her. But I believe he would have went and got her back because he is really protective of our celebrities. If you haven't noticed, our celebrities go to another country, Trump ain't playing. When that bald kid went to China, everybody forget about that. When that bald kid went to China and got caught up, Trump made them send him back with an apology. Hold on, am I lying? Tell me where I'm wrong at. If you could tell me where I'm wrong at, I'll acknowledge it. Tell me where I'm wrong. I am not a fan of Trump, but what I am is an understanding, or pardon me, what I am is a person who has understanding of a little bit about global politics. Biden has no pull. All of these people that people love to elect in America because they're doing all of this stuff that they're loving, globally wise, their pull is not what you think it is. There's a reason why when Trump is president, our economy went like this. When Trump was president, everybody had money. You want to know why? Because he doesn't make money off of you being broke. Trump makes money off of you having money. I don't understand how this isn't even logic. You understand? Trump owns businesses where he needs people to pull up and spend money. Trump makes money off of you having money. You understand? So he's not trying to prevent you from having money. He needs you to have as much money as possible so you can go to his establishments and give it to him. This guy got casinos. Trump was this. I'm going to say something real quick. Stop. Right? So does everybody forget when Trump wanted to give people free money and the Democrats fought him for it? Did we all forget that? Everybody forget that already? Because y'all hate Trump like a mug. And then people say, yo, so you only voting for Trump because he gave us free money? But then Trump gave the HBCUs like $40-something billion and Biden just took that away? So was it for the free money, or was it for Trump saw that our community could benefit and then he was helping us out? When he was giving the free money away, that wasn't just to black people. So why do black people got to act like black people are only voting for him because he gave us free money? Not because he saw that we needed something and then he started to supply it because, you know, he's the president. It's perspective. Now look how Biden treats it when he gives away a stimmy check. But they was trying to stop Trump every which way possible. Just pay attention. People will tell you that somebody else is doing something that's bad while they copying them. And the only person that's really suffering is the consumer, because you're leaving the real thing for the fake thing. For everybody that don't know, them PPP loans, something like 90-something% of those were just canceled away. So there's a ton of people that ate off of those PPP loans and they never pulled up on them. People don't know about that, huh? Like 90-something% of the PPP loans were forgiven. People don't even know about that, right? Now imagine if you took a PPP loan and even though you didn't have a business, you started one. I'm going to say this again. 90-something% of the people who took PPP loans, they've been forgiven. Perspective. I do believe they was hunting for people though. That's why I think certain people just got caught. And it was like certain of y'all was already on their list. They was already gonna pick you up. Let's go look at this real quick. Check this out. Do you see what she just did? I gotta rewind that. She walked right over there to those dudes and went to go talk to them. Not that she shouldn't have. She should have. Those are the guys that got her free. She better go thank them. Those are the guys that got her free. She ain't even get on the train plane. We got to go over here and say thank you to the people who helped get you free. Salute to that. I'm not knocking that. Just so we can be clear, this is not me criticizing that at all. This is just me acknowledging that it's a thing. That's it. I'm not criticizing.
Well, are you ready for flight?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Ну, вы знаете, куда вы летите?
Do you know where I'm heading to?
No.
No?
No.
Вы летите домой.
You fly back home
To the US.
to the US.
Да, конечно. Так что все будет нормально.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, salute to that. I'm happy that the young lady, I'm happy that we was able to get her back, just so we could be clear. But I just want to also be clear about something else. There are a lot of military individuals who's locked up overseas, and they're not making an effort like this to get them back. Another point that I want to make is Trump told y'all that this administration was not going to have that the world was basically going to go on fire. He said that basically, he said that this administration does not do global politics well. I don't know what else to tell you, that the collapse of our economy is even is more proof of that than anything else, because of how America's economy is actually stands up. America's economy isn't based off of what many of other countries' economy is based off. So when we was in school, when we heard about staple products, like let's say you have steak or whatever, and the main staple export they might have is like corn or some shit. So you got this state, and the main things that they export in order to bring income or in order to bring revenue back to the state is corn. So now all of a sudden there's no corn, right? Think about it like that. So America, our staple product isn't what you think it is. Our staple product is the consumer. They sell us to other countries. Why do you think Amazon was so, it blew up the way that it did once we couldn't go back outside? Shout out to NBA Youngboy while we're mentioning Amazon. NBA Youngboy apparently is about to have a show on Amazon. They said, NBA Youngboy, we need you to have a talk show. Can you show up? He said, I don't know, he probably yelled, screamed, and cursed. But inside of those words, there was a yeah. So apparently, NBA Youngboy is going to be having a talk show on Amazon. I don't know how that's going to work. Nobody likes him, and he doesn't like anybody. How do you have an interview? It's hard to interview. Nobody likes him. He doesn't like anybody. Anyway, so Amazon. I got to be quiet because I was about to say something. And I say too much shit that I shouldn't be saying. All right, so BRITTNEY GRINER released. There two T's? I always confuse myself. I'm like, is there two T's in BRITTNEY GRINER? Never knows. He said, I'm never really thinking I'm knowing. Musk reacts after we want to get to something written. Live. I'm gonna assume that's not written. It says live. Hold on, let's see what is this. Live updates. All right, so this ain't Red Bastards. Oh, Red Bastards 3. Okay, so I clicked on here. You're telling me everything else. Pentagon has some concern about release of Victor. I don't got time for this. Hold on. The Pentagon said Thursday there's some concern that Victor Bout, who returned to Russia Thursday, who returned to Russia yesterday in a prisoner exchange. What was yesterday? Was yesterday Thursday? The Pentagon said Thursday there was some concern that Victor Bout, who returned to Russia yesterday in a prison exchange for BRITTNEY GRINER, could return to the illicit international arms trade. I think there's concern that he would return to doing the same thing, same kind of work that he's done in the past. I want to know if I have both screens up. I have no idea at the moment. Okay, yeah. Bout, senior defense official told reporters about Bout's release from U.S. custody. Okay, so why does this is like the beginning of a movie for real, for real? There's about to be whatever the name of that other movie was, 2 is coming out. Bout is allegedly the most prolific arms dealer of the past decades, fueling conflicts in Africa and beyond. He was serving a 25-year prison sentence. How does he only get 25 years? That's how you know shit is backwards. That's why you got to think about these. Oh man, this is not that type of video. We're not into. I'll stay on point. He was serving a 25-year prison sentence in the U.S. on charges of conspiring to kill Americans, acquire and extort anti-aircraft missiles, and provide material support to a terrorist organization. Just so we could be clear, this is the guy we traded for a very talented basketball player. I'm not sure what to tell you about this. Like I said previously, I'm not entirely sure what I think about this. I need for y'all to give me a little bit of helping. I want to know what your position on this is. Allegedly, he's the most prolific arms dealer of the past decade, fueling conflicts in Africa and beyond. He was serving, I don't know how he only gets 25 years, but he was serving 25-year prison sentence in the U.S. on charges of conspiring. Look what they wanted, what they got him for. So this is okay. So you can understand why this is just absolutely. So, okay, first of all, how you only got him for 25 years if you know that he is a prolific arms dealer before you gave him the time, right? So this is what I mean by, I don't know what to think about this. How you only get 25? Did he help somebody somewhere? Anyway, and what did you have him on? Conspiring to kill Americans, acquire and export anti-aircraft missiles. Was he planning on shooting down planes? And provide material support to terrorize organizations. See, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, the official said the Defense Department will continue to work with its partners in Africa to understand the current risk factors. This guy's free. All of Africa is concerned. There are a number of actors out there who have influence in the Russian oligarchy, the official said. We will continue to work with African partners so that they understand the risks and threats of people that they're working with in the organizations they're working with. Okay, I mean, what? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. We're going to go to a commercial break, and I'm going to come right back.
To my boy Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs, for directing videos. Make sure y'all check him out. Foggy Lens, aka Foggy Lungs. My kind of guy. D-Block, yeah. Ghost told you so.
Wall in behind the elevator. We set up a mechanical advantage of basically a rope system, and we were able to bring that victim up out of the elevator shaft within an hour.
Sorry about that. As y'all probably already know, because we missed a couple of lives. I was not feeling well, so I'm still a little under the weather. I just want to be clear. What the fuck is this started for? Oh, that was started by accident. So I was under the weather. Okay, you want me to just do it on the fly? Okay. All right. Why not? Right? I'm skilled enough. With that being said, let's get back to the show. My apologies. I just needed a quick break. I haven't been feeling. I've been a little under the weather. With that being said, we want to get right back to it. I want to say something real quick about this whole Brittney Griner situation. What we've been trying to do is point out how this is actually, pardon me, is this actually a good idea or a bad idea? Real quick, I'm going to go and look at the poll. 38 people voted. It says, what do you consider the deal for Brittney Griner to be? 26% said a win, 53% said a loss, 21% said not sure. I'm not really 100% sure on this either. I think the government backed themselves into a corner. That's what I think that they did. And I think that, just so we could be clear, my own personal opinion is they had to go get her because of how they were backed into a corner. But at the same time, going to get her and okay, did you ever see the movie? What's the name of that movie? Something Palace, about those young girls that like went to Taiwan or some shit like that, or some dude tricked them into like carrying drugs from one place to another, and then they got caught up, and then they went to prison, and then one of the girls was able to get out while the other girl died in prison or some shit like that. That was based on a true story. I forget the name of the movie, but it was something Paradise, right? So the point in which I'm trying to make is, government don't tend to go to other countries and get people out of jail that broke an actual law, especially a law that in said country that the government is going to get the person from, in that country, it's also a law. I don't like the precedence that was being set. And we spoke about this previously. Now, with that being said, for everybody that don't know, as I just showed you a minute ago, I bring this up one more time just so we could just look at this real quick. You see these guys standing off to the side? You do know who those guys are, correct, right? I'm happy they got involved, right? I'm not knocking the fact that they were instrumental in getting her free. Before getting on the plane, walked over to meet them. With your hands, hello, how you doing? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Have no idea. They're like, oh, we have idea. Someone, why am I talking like it's mocking over, like clapping over a Russian guy there? I be like, yeah, we got ideas and shit. We got people that be doing jail. We be doing jails too. So hold on. Let's see something else real quick, right? Let's see something else real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so just so we could be clear, I don't want there to be a misunderstanding. Oh, I didn't mean to grab that like that. Sheesh. All right, hold on. So just so we could be clear, we seen the dudes that was just standing with homegirl, right? I don't want there to be any misunderstanding. I don't want nobody to think I'm reaching. I don't want nobody to think I'm doing something I'm not doing. This is just me literally doing my job. If you appreciate it, you appreciate it. If you don't appreciate it, you don't. But you're here watching it, so I appreciate you. Now check this out. That's her right there talking to who? Who those guys look like they are? Just so we can be clear, right? So while that's going on, what else is happening? So Saudi Arabia signs a deal with these guys, right? Because me just saying it, you know, obviously. It's a friend in the USA. Okay, so I could just point something out to y'all real quick. I want to point something out to y'all real quick, right? So you see this, right? Did y'all hear about what the governor in is it the governor? I forget what state governor says no tick tock. Right, devices maybe. People be thinking they know what's going on. So somebody sent me one of our producers of this particular show sent me some information saying I should speak on the fact that I'm going to bring it up. Let me show you right now. Okay, so bringing up the fact that I should speak on the fact that Saudi Arabia signed the deal with these guys at the same time that Brittney Griner was being released from prison. So these guys are banned in America for multiple different reasons, right? Spying on Americans. Do y'all remember Vine? Do anybody remember when Vine was accused of stealing people's information? The Vine? Just so we can be clear. Did they just sell us out in order to bring that woman home? Why is this here? I was looking at something. Did they just sell us out to bring that woman home? I don't have TikTok on my phone. On nothing. I don't have TikTok. This governor said he doesn't want it on any state phones or computers. I want to say something. Y'all know a lot of the shit that Donald Trump said that people was like, yo, this dude is xenophobic. How come a lot of the shit that Donald Trump said is true? How come a lot of the shit that Donald Trump was saying we should be concerned about is things that now we figured out we should have been concerned about? Could somebody explain this shit to me? If Donald Trump is such the bad guy, the guy that we should be so angry at, why did everything get worse once the other guy became president? Could somebody explain this shit to me? Anybody? I'm pretty sure we got a lot of Biden supporters. I want to understand the perspective. Maybe I don't understand. Is that fair? I might not understand. So I want to understand the perspective. Explain it to me. As far as I can see, and this is just me, people are complaining about shit that we had in abundance when Trump was president. Is that I don't think there's a better way to put it. I don't think there's a better way to put it. I don't think it could be put any better way. People nowadays complain about things that when Trump was president, we had it in abundance. Like there wasn't a how are we gonna do it? It just got done. I used to work moving and storage, so I had these people that I used to work with all the time, right? I hated working with them, and the reason being is because they was always trying to take their time and make the day last as long as possible because because it was a small business, to be fair. And to be fair, it was a small business, to be fair. So while I am the type of person that I just want to go do a good job and go home. You understand? So, and that's just me. This is the person. I want to go do what I got to do. And then after that, I want to go home. I show up with the intent of using all of my energy and all of my focus to do the thing that you showed that I pulled up to do. And then after that thing is over, then my brain is in shutdown mode and I'm ready to go home. And that's no disrespect to nobody or nothing or anything like that. That's just the way that I am. I told you I don't know, the house cat, a house dog. I don't know what to tell you. I want to go outside to work, and then after I finish, I want to come home. With that being said, fuck. I was so far off the I don't know why I over explained that so much. I threw like an extra joke in there, and so I kind of forgot and I moved all the way off track. Anyway, I don't have TikTok. I advise you don't get TikTok either. That shit is spying on niggas. Vine was also spying on niggas. Trump told y'all about that. Shout out to Trump. I need for you to explain to me why everything that we had in abundance before, now we have a lack of. They said it was so much better. Trump is such a bad person. All of these negative things, right? And I'm not saying some of them things ain't true. What the hell do I know? But what I am saying is that when Trump was president, we weren't complaining about the things we're complaining about right now. Tell me where the lie at. What was gas at? Yo, what did these dudes have to do? These dudes had to go ask these guys to they had to go ask favors from the Saudis because the gas. How do you think the gas prices started going back down? Trump and Russia. Okay, so when they're cooking the gas, making it so it's usable in our vehicles or whatever we're going to use it for our homes, there's something that you have to add to it to make it so it's usable. It doesn't come out of the ground usable. Do you understand what I'm saying? It don't come out the ground usable. It just, that's not the way that it operates. There's only two places on earth that you can go and get this, whatever the hell this is, out of the ground that I know of. One is China and the other one is Russia. So the Saudis, China, and Russia is always going to have a certain relationship. So now you're trying to tell me the Saudis cooked up a deal to help get Brittney Griner free, but in reality, they wasn't really trying to get Brittney Griner free. They wanted to get that dude free. This is the part that everybody is missing while y'all clapping for our government. The plan was never to get Brittney Griner out of a Russian prison. The plan was always to get dude out of jail. We need him now. Not me, obviously. Do you get it? Why his was the only name that came up that they wanted? And then when they saw how desperate America was, they started throwing other names on top. But his was the first. Tell me where I'm wrong. Y'all guys got to start paying attention, man. What did Trump tell you? What did Trump tell y'all? So you think this is a win or a loss? I want to know. Shout out to Classified Things. Said 270 in Cali for Supreme under Trump. It's crazy. And I want to explain something for everybody that don't know. You do know the price of gas, the price of fuel dictates how much the products in the store that you buy cost, for everybody that don't got a car. You do know that, right? They still got to transport whatever that good is from one side of the country to the other, right? Dependent on what the good is, right? So that's why sometimes something might be in New York City, it might not be as expensive in New York as it might be somewhere else, even though New York got all of the crazy property taxes and everything else, because it just might be plentiful in New York because it's coming straight off of the freaking Bronx, damn Hunts Point Market in the Bronx. That's like one of the biggest ports in the Eastern Seaboard or some shit like that. They don't got no ports in freaking Wyoming. So they got to get trucks, put stuff on trucks, and truckers take it all throughout America. Y'all need to love your local trucker. Support your local trucker. That's a fact. Can we clap it up for the truckers? Put some frost in the chat. Clap it up for the truckers. Support your local trucker. So when gas prices go up, everything goes up. The expenses of everything goes up because it takes fuel to transport shit all over the place. Whether it's by plane, whether it's by vehicle, whatever vehicle, unless you got a pedal bike, right? Or you got some solar powered something or other, or maybe some of them Elon Musk jump offs. Did you hear about what they're trying to do with the cars? Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. I'm gonna leave that out. They got a thing they're trying to do with the cars, though. It's a thing. That's not. I think there's no room for that in here because I want to move on to the next conversation. We've been on this for a long time. What screen I got up for y'all real quick before we move on to the next little bit. So I want to close out here. I was gonna close out here then this information was brought, and I said, you know what, let's discuss it right now. So just so we could work backwards for me to explain to you what I believe happened. We just got sold. Us as Americans just got sold by the Democrats in order to get this girl out of prison so that they won't fall in the polls. So I could just explain it backwards. So for the people that might not have understood what I was saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just got sold. They themselves know it's a bad look. Governor Greg Abbott bans TikTok on state phones. Oh man, why would he not have banned it before but banned it right now? Why would he have not banned it before but ban it right now? Anybody paying attention, or is it just am I just not paying attention? Anyway, so that's what I believe we just got sold. This company at the same time, remember I just showed you they're banned. Why are they banned? They're banned because they were spying. Their equipment and their technology was spying on people, so they were banned. Look, November 26, 2022. The Biden administration has banned approvals of new telecommunication equipment from China's. Look, I don't got to BS you. Somebody came on here once and said, "Oh, the internet isn't always right." I'm like, so how do you fact check stuff? You don't use the internet to fact check stuff? Like, you crazy? Look, let's go back and see what Trump said real quick. If you've been following the tech industry the past few years, you'll no doubt know that, oh, I don't want to say that, it is in a heap of trouble since 2019. So this has been a minute. The Chinese company has been under fire from the United States government, resulting in what is colloquially preferred to as the Howie ban. I don't know how to say that. This going in, okay, so they've been banned. Everybody knows they've been banned. Why they were banned is one of the largest telecommunications companies in the world. At the start of the company was expected to become the world's largest smartphone manufacturer by the end of this year, stealing the crown from Samsung. Despite this success, dealt numerous accusations over the years. Shady business practices also has accused throughout with no hard proof of using its products to spy on other nations. This is a worrisome thought considering the company's close ties to the Chinese government. United States, Donald Trump announced that along with several other Chinese companies were now on something called the elite list. Companies on this list are unable to do business with any organization that operates inside of the United States. God dang it. Begins when suddenly unable to work with companies such as Google, Qualcomm, and Intel, among many others. In this case, Google, this means smartphones are no longer able to ship with. Wow. With the U.S. ban in effect, the company has had to completely revamp how it creates and releases smartphones. It also faces mounting scrutiny. So hold on. So I want to be clear about something. So these guys basically is even they. Oh, please. Can we move on to the next topic? I'm done with this. What in the hell? So these guys don't just make software. That's crazy. These guys make the hardware. These dudes are shipping like these guys is making like 007 devices. These guys are shipping you transformers and shit. That just what? So these dudes is literally selling you a product that inside of that product, it is believed, we don't know, but there's believed that inside of those products that has nothing to do with the actual use of the device is another device which is then used to monitor people. So y'all still think Donald Trump is xenophobic and y'all believe everything. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe he's wrong. What the fuck do I know? I don't even know nothing about this. I just know that sounds bananas. If that's what these guys is being accused of, that's bananas. Are y'all ready to move on to the Takeoff investigation update? Anybody ready to move on to the? I'm gonna close this right here. We got in this poll. This is just what the hell. I want to know who y'all gonna vote for though. Who you consider the deal for Brittney Griner to be? 47 people voted. 55% said a loss. 25% said a win. 19% said not sure yet. It's not looking good. I need to understand what I need to see what the blowback behind this is gonna be. That's all I can say, to be honest with you. It doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't look good right now. Who currently, I just want to say who currently has your vote? Biden, previous President Trump, whoever the third guy is. All right. I want to move on to the Takeoff investigation update. If anybody was here for that, this is when we're going to be talking about it. A couple of things that I want to be clear on this is often when these rappers end up getting killed, the police precinct that is running that particular area, these guys are under a lot of duress. You got to understand, a rapper, especially something that is as off the wall bonkers as this situation is that I'm about to explain, is at least for the best of my knowledge. The police precincts are overwhelmed. These guys are not calibrated to deal with movie stuff. All right, these guys are calibrated to deal with regular. It's probably going to get dangerous, but we don't really need to have Sherlock Holmes to break the case. You understand? So I say all that to say this. Shout out to Seti Nash. Shout out to Seti Nash. So I say that to say this. I'm going to tell you what I always found weird. And it didn't make any sense, but it makes sense now. Do y'all remember when we see the shot of Jay Prince Jr. walk past the body, look at the body, walk into the bowling alley? A lot of people were taking that as he was accepting of what had happened, as far as they were trying to place blame on top of him because of his response. I think he went in the bowling alley to find out if his man really did do it or not. And then when his man said, no, it wasn't me. That's why they've been handling it the way that they've been handling it. Because they can't come out and say, nah, it was them other niggas, but they told us it was them other niggas. So you really got to pay attention to how people talk to you. Because we've heard this whole entire time the first story that we heard, just so we could be clear, was that his own man did it. But we didn't hear that with context. So it was easy for us to believe that something else had to have happened. That's why you got to pay attention when people don't want you to know context. When people say, just a yes or no, that's all I want. Not everything is a yes or no. You understand? Sometimes people are going to want to manipulate you because they're not going to want you to use your higher brain function to make a decision. They want you to use your primal. They don't want you to make a decision based on intellectual understanding of whatever the topic is. They want you to make a decision based off your emotional content and how it weighs on you. So all of that being said, allegedly, what happened was the dude, DJ Pat, who they are saying right now he's been arrested, allegedly what had happened was he shot him trying to defend him. He saw another dude make a move on him, and he pulled out and he hit him by accident. The other dude that they're saying he pulled out on, that he was trying to protect him from, is allegedly Little Cam. I don't know if this is true. This is the information that, shout out to Seti Nash. But I will say this. It sounds plausible. Remember, Takeoff is not somebody that anybody at all is hating. This dude is, from what I've heard, for all intents and purposes, one of the standout elite nice guys in hip hop. In order to move in certain groups, you have to have your heart a certain way. There has to be a certain genuineness that comes with you, right? From what I hear, this guy is just one of the most out of the way individuals that you could be. There's no reason why anybody would have had a problem with it. Allegedly, what had happened is dude was about to mumble. They swung on Cuervo. Cuervo got swung on, and then the other dude was trying to go allegedly. And then that's when DJ Cam allegedly So who are we mad at? Like now, who do you mad at? If that's what happened, who are you mad at? If that is what happened, I'm not saying that that's what happened. Shout out to Seti Nash. But I'm saying if that is what happened, who are you mad at? Who we pissed off at now? That's the problem. Everybody needs a villain. Everybody needs somebody to be going against. Like everybody thinks their life is a movie. What up, Foot in the Ass Entertainment? Salute. Everybody thinks their life is a movie. Some people's lives are actual movies. All right? Everybody thinks their life is a movie. We have a poll up right now. It says, who currently has your vote? 11 people voted. 27% has said Biden. 45% has said Trump. 50% has said Trump. 25% has said Biden. And the other 25 has said whoever the third guy is. So shout out to that. We don't know who that third guy is yet, but he's getting as many votes as Biden. I hate when I say something, and I know it's gonna be funny. At least I know I'm gonna think it's funny. Y'all gotta understand, like, only time I know whether my jokes is funny or not is when I'm in public. So when I'm in public and I'm saying something, I'm doing the show in public, and I can see people laughing off of what I'm doing, that allows for me to lean a little bit further in that direction because I'm like, okay, that's we on to something. You understand what I'm saying? Pardon me. Sorry about that. And yes, I know I could have turned my mic off. I was thinking that right as I was blowing my nose. Shout out to that shit. With that being said, I should have just went to commercial break, right? Because that's what we do sometimes. We gotta go to commercial break. I should have went to commercial break first, but I wanted to fresh my coffee down. Fuck it, we done skipped the commercial break. We gonna stay here. So as far as the Takeoff investigation goes, allegedly that's what happened. So I don't know how we're supposed to feel about DJ Pat at this point. This Takeoff allegedly lost his life. Takeoff. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the ass comment. I'm about to put it up on the screen. Takeoff allegedly lost his life because, and this is the conversation I want to have as far as this Takeoff update goes. Should you have people from the town, or should you have armed security? I want to know what you guys think. Should you have people from the town, or should you have armed security? Personally, I think you should have a mixture of both if possible. I think you definitely call in to know where's the B and how everything is cool, but I think you also have that armed dude standing right next to you with the fucking vest on. That's what I think. But I want to know what you guys think. Because this is a tap-in issue, right? But is it? Because he did what they were supposed to do. And then they went to where they were supposed to go. And they basically acted appropriately until they was pushed. So who's really wrong here? Who are we blaming for the loss of this talented man? Because the more I look at it, it looks like we should be blaming society. The more I see some of our problems, some of our issues, and where, generally speaking, it's normally revolves around envy. It normally revolves around jealousy. Normally. Tell me one of these situations that happened when we lost one of our beloved rappers and one of those things wasn't involved. So how do people condone that behavior on the internet? So I don't know, openly. How do people condone gratuitous hate? How is that a medium for entertainment? Have we become so depraved, so removed from God, that now the only entertainment that we will deem and consider to be worth or valuable is if another person is being destroyed rather than built up? Is this what we're doing? Is this what we're standing on? Because I keep seeing where we are losing people, but the feeling ain't the same. And I don't think the feeling isn't the same because we're losing so many people. I think the feeling is the same because people just don't care about people. I think it's not popular. I think a person has to see whether other people like a person before they could say that they agree or disagree. So, not trying to nail a point home more than it needs to be. But I want to be clear on something, and I don't want there to be any misunderstanding. Everybody did their job. The problem was actual security is trained. I'm going to say something real quick, right? I'm going to tell you the difference between somebody that has done something. There's a difference between a person who's practiced a jump shot 1,000 times every single day than somebody who they could get hot and they could hit 3 or 4 straight. There's a difference. Because on that day that he hit that 3 or 4 straight, you don't know when that's going to be. But those 1,000 jump shots that you were practicing every single day, that's going to make it so that when you need to shoot that bitch, it's going to go in. So the point in which I'm trying to make is you tap in, but you get security. Because when everything start jumping, dudes still move with the dude with the N-word mentality. He shot the primary. He shot one of the primaries allegedly, trying to do his job. So he didn't do anything necessarily wrong, but not be good enough at his job to be able to do it successfully. He didn't intend to cause any problems or any hardship. He didn't intend to take out Takeoff. It was good intentions. I don't even know how I feel about that if I was doing it. I was watching, and this is why I'm happy I'm who I am, and I don't just stand in crowds of niggas. I don't do that. So, and I don't do that. Like me, we're not gonna be standing outside, and I'm gonna be standing outside. It's gonna be 4 or 5 of us just talking here on the corner for hours at it. We're not doing that. All right. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. If it's an event type situation, or we gonna be out in the hood, somebody bringing a barbecue out, boom, we gonna fry some shit up outside, boom, I'm there for that. But just us walking up and down the block and just hanging out because that same time that I'm using just hanging out there talking to you, I could literally be in my crib trying to figure out a way to get to the bag. I could literally be in my crib but I'm standing here talking to you. You could be trying to get to the bag too. Where's your team at? You should be talking with your team. That's what you should be doing. And if you don't got a team, you got a girlfriend, she's part of your team. You got a kid, they part of your team. These are people that love you enough that they're going to do 2 or 3 things and see if it's going to work before they just decide not to do it. You got to get a team. Real quick, I just want to say something. And I know we're talking about a real serious situation, but the dude was bad at his job, and so we lost Takeoff, pardon me. If that's the case, who are we mad at? I want to know who we're supposed to be mad at if that's the case, if that's literally what happened. Dude was a bad shot. Let's find out what more's going on. We don't know what's happening here. I'm not going to be dropping updates every day on this type of situation because it's just heavy on my heart. And I don't want to talk about this every day. Happy? But when we have something worth speaking about, we will. And if not anything else, I think the best conversation that could come out of this is how do you secure rappers when they're not in their hometowns? What do you do? How can we keep rappers secure when they're not in their hometowns? Y'all dudes want these rappers to show up and do shows and come hang out with whoever the people in your hometown that you love. You understand? But how could they do this? And so we need to start having an area where we want our rappers to live to see the next year a little bit more than we currently do. Besides that, I got one more point I want to make. All of this is allegedly caught on surveillance camera, apparently. Yeah. Apparently, all of this is caught on surveillance footage. That's what I said. So, who told y'all they had surveillance footage, and How many different YouTubers said that there was no surveillance footage? How many different, not even YouTubers, how many different social media people said there was no surveillance? Allegedly, there's surveillance footage. I told y'all, there has to be surveillance footage. How many different social media platforms said surveillance footage didn't exist? The bowling alley don't get no cameras. How many times did y'all hear that? Nobody else heard that? Yo, the bowling alley over there, they ain't got no cameras in the bowling alleys, so there's no ways to be telling. Look, the bowling alley don't want people to know their business, but that place got other people that, and they want to know what the bowling alley is doing because them niggas is dangerous. Copy? There's probably a business down the freaking, I don't know how this the establishment is formulated over these. I don't know how the constructions of the buildings is. But there might be a company down the road that purposely has their camera pointed in that direction because they don't even like them bowling alley dudes. They don't even know. And yes, I know businesses that do that. They don't like that other bit. They make sure they got a camera always watching them rat bastards. I know businesses that do that. "20 minutes in, we got 18 people that voted." It says, who currently has your vote? 17% said Biden, 61% said Trump, and 22% said whoever the third guy is. So Biden is currently losing to a position that does not, he's losing to Ross Perot. He's losing to Ross Perot, that Texan. No, Ross Perot. Shout out to Ross Perot. He's a Texan that used to always run for president all the time, and people used to laugh at him. But you laughing at a guy that's only running for president so he could get the tax break, so he could triple and double his money up. Like, you don't understand what Kanye is about to do. You don't understand why they really trying to fuck with Kanye's money. They're trying to make it so Kanye's money is not accessible to him. Because once Kanye say, I'm running for president, now you can loan your own self money and then get money back on the other side. So basically, any money that you use yourself towards your, like, getting elected or whatever the case is, that's campaign funds or whatever, right? So whatever monies that you could loan yourself money, you understand? People that understand wealth, you know what I'm talking about. So that's why they trying to mess up all of Kanye money, because Kanye he got $1 billion. Imagine if he decided to loan himself Kanye crazy. He decided to loan himself $1 billion. So that's gonna be $1 billion he just gained with nothing. Like how much elf money, I don't know how much money he could do it with, but that'd be how much money he just gained off of nothing. Then he's also gonna write that shit off. So then he's gonna get like some of that shit all the way back. Like, it's retarded, like the way our tax codes and everything is written. That's why some people run for president. They know they're not gonna win. They just trying to stay in the race as long as possible. You understand? Boom. The more you know. That's why I'm trying to tell you, I don't think Trump meant to win the first time. You understand? I think he meant to win the first time. I think he won by accident. I think he really just got in the race and was just doing all the Trump shit. Because he's like, yeah, fuck this shit. Do part of my language. Doing all the Trump stuff. And he expected for something different to happen, maybe. Remember, I did hear that when he won, his family was crying, allegedly. Anyway, let's get back to the takeoff. So I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. Somehow surveillance footage exists. This surveillance footage said DJ Pat was the individual that ended up shooting Takeoff. First, I only knew about one person that kept telling y'all that surveillance footage existed. I don't know one guy that told you that. Shout out to the Most High, just because. I don't know one guy that told you that. I heard more people saying the bowling alley don't got no cameras. What did I keep telling y'all? I don't care what the bowling alley has. The damn mall has to have cameras. It's a mall, right? Okay, it's an outside mall. So, okay, maybe there's no... Oh, turns to find out that there is, huh? Just something to keep in mind. Anything else we want to talk about? How many... What did she say? I've only been live for 21 minutes. What the fuck? I don't know. Shit is fucked up. All right. Let me make sure that I got everything out here that I want y'all niggas, you guys, great guys out here, wanted to talk about. I want to have a guest. Maybe we can get one. I don't contact people enough to come on the program. Sheesh. Another picture of BRITTNEY Griner. She's free. Shout out to that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to that. She's free. The person that just a little bit of back on the BRITTNEY Griner real quick. The person that she was released for is a real war criminal, like a war criminal. Like he's one of those war criminals. Like if there was an Oscars or some shit, like the Emmys of war criminals and shit, he'd be getting like a lifetime achievement award. You understand what I'm saying? He's that type of war criminal. You understand? So she was released because we decided to cut his last 2 years. But also the argument could be made once again that it's not that big of a deal because it's like if he got out for good behavior. So he had to serve 25, he served 23. And like they let him out good behavior. So I don't know how to feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to see how the foreign relations in other matters is going to be. Like now, if another celebrity gets locked up in another country, now what? So we just releasing everybody from prison? There's a line that I heard in a movie as a child, and it's something that I always use whenever I negotiate anything, and it's that I do not negotiate with terrorists. So whenever you start negotiating with me in an unfair manner, I consider you a terrorist. So I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't negotiate with people that I feel like is going to try to, I don't, period. So the point in which I'm trying to make about this is, what do you do when they start locking up people, our celebrities, and what do they do when they start just, what do you do if Hillary Clinton goes to another country and they decide we're going to put her in jail? What do you do? You're not going to be able to do that. She's going to have Secret Service with her. But what do you do? You know, if somebody else goes to another country and they're part of our political landscape, they get arrested. Now, those people want to hold them. They get arrested on real charges, not even fake charges. They really did a thing. Because that's the point that I think that people need to understand about the BRITTNEY Griner situation. As much as I'm happy they got her back and I'm not knocking it, she really did a thing. That if she did that in America, people will have an issue with it. She's probably not going to get 10 damn years. That's bananas. But if she did it over here in America, she'd be going to jail too. But we're speaking about like another country arresting her for doing a thing that if she did it over here, she'd get arrested also. So I don't know how to feel about this. Are we just openly saying we're just going to be biased about everything? Because if we're saying that we're openly going to be biased about everything, remember that racism exists in America. And I hope that didn't go over your head. I couldn't think of nothing more profound to say after I just said that, because I'm thinking about the applications. We just walk into shit. And we walk into shit because we be following people that we think are on the same mission with us. They're not. Some people are not on a mission that we're on. They're on a totally different mission. Shout out to them. I'm not trying to knock their mission. They just are not on the same mission as us. Copy? I'm not trying to shit on their mission. I'm not trying to, whatever. I don't care. They're not on the same mission. They just know that we're trying to go get somewhere, and they know we're going to get there. So they're trying to go with us as far as possible. But at the same time, they don't want us to benefit none. They don't want nothing good to come of us or to us from this. Because if that happens, then they'll be separated from us. They won't be able to hang as close. You understand the difference between too much resources and not enough resources? They just had a whole conversation. Like I said, I don't knock nobody else's journey. I'm not trashing on anybody else's mission or what any other people are trying to get done. All I'm saying is, as a point of fact, just so we could be clear, and only as a point of fact, just so we could be clear, our missions are not the same. I'm not trying to spread more blackness. I'm trying to be able to exist inside of my own blackness. Exist inside of my own sphere. I don't need for my sphere to be increased by its influence to be increased in order for me to feel like everything is okay. I don't need to drown out other people in order to feel like everything is okay. You understand? Generally speaking, I'm used to operating inside of chaos, if you have not noticed. Do I want to drop this whole screen? I ain't gonna drop the whole screen yet. I don't know what time we got. Like I said before, I just want to say this. I was not feeling well. For everybody that's here this morning, thank you. I'm happy that everybody pulled up. I was not feeling well. I was sick as a dog yesterday. I wasn't feeling well the day before neither. We still did the morning coffee, I believe. I wasn't feeling well that day. We did not do the Tonight Show. I was just sick as a dog. I don't even know how to explain it. I was not feeling well yesterday neither. And I'm still under the weather now. You understand? But we here. I'm still under the weather now. But we here. But yes, I was definitely not feeling well at all. I have a ton of stuff that we got to get out. Also, apparently, I erased everything off of my computer almost. So, what's that? So I don't know how that's gonna work. I gotta re-download a lot of stuff onto the computer. We're gonna see how that works. I'm going to talk about something real quick. So we off the rails. We talking about something totally different. This don't got nothing to do with anything. So I just read right here, right? So Ray J and I'm going to say something. So Ray J and Princess Love. Right? What the hell? So they have whatever they're going through, right? And I'm going to say something. Why are you even in a public relationship if both of the parties are in a mutual agreement of what type of relationship you're going to be in. Point being, Ray J obviously didn't want a wife as much as he wanted some chick that was just going to go freak off with him, right? The reason why I say this is because of how she described their relationship. That's why I'm saying this. Her description. So it might not be accurate, but this was her description. She do stuff, but he wanted to do it. She do it. And then I'm busy thinking to myself like this. The Bible says God is the head of Jesus. Jesus is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Woman is the head of the child. So when the Most High blesses us and puts us in a situation in which we have stewardship, or where we have we're the patriarch of a situation. When you're the one that has the last word, it's so important for you to want other people to win more than you. Like when you have the last word, it's more important. Like if you're in a relationship, right? I don't care who is the one who's the dominant personality, whether it's person A or the person B, right? Whatever agendas or whatever. I'm not trying to get into one of those conversations. So whether it's person A or person B, right? But whoever is the person who has the last word, if their want for the other person to be happy is more than their want for themselves to be happy, that relationship is going to work. It's just going to work. Unless there's ungratefulness situation going on, that situation is just going to work. I'm going to say something, just me talking crazy. So I used to date this chick and I ain't had no job at the time. Well, I had a job. She got me fired. It's a long story. Anyway, so my life is really just okay. So I got a thing that I say all the time, like, yo, I hate going outside. So I know people think that I say I hate going outside because like you got scared of outside. Nah, man. It's just I know everything's I spiral out of control into madness a lot. So my life is unnecessarily entertaining more times than it has to be. So I don't so I'm just not at a point right now where I want to entertain all of the wild shit that comes with me. So I'm just really preferring not to go outside because I know adding me to any type of situation is anything is bound to happen. So I just don't be wanting to go outside. I don't want to get involved with the bullshit. No better way to tell you. Anyway, so I was dating homegirl and I want to tell you about a different situation, but I'm not. So I was dating homegirl and what happened is I'm actually a good house husband or whatever the hell you call one of them shits. So I had stayed with we lived in another state. I met her online. so I met her online and you gotta understand, it's a long story. Yo, just imagine a nigga just traveling America. I don't know no other way to explain this to you. Just imagine a nigga by himself traveling America for years in his 20s. I don't know no other way to explain this to you, man. I don't know no other way to explain this to you. Imagine a mofo 4 years in his 20s just traveling America. Be surprised, man. Be surprised. Be surprised, man. I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't know why these numbers look like this. I don't know. Maybe because I turned the computer off. I mean, pardon me. I unloaded it and loaded it back in. I'm gonna let y'all go, everybody. I have no idea if anybody's actually enjoying the show. I don't think we had a comment in like the last like hour. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Everybody, just enjoy your day. Go do whatever it is that you do that makes you happy. I guess try to find some kind of closure in God. I don't know. Try to find something that could allow for you to be the best person you could be, but at the same time, allow other people to be who they are. You understand? We live in a world where instead of people getting better, they try to destroy other people. That's the world we live in. We don't live in a world no more where you good at something and then you see somebody else is better and then you try to get better. We live in a world where a person might or might not be good at something, and instead of them trying to get better, they want to try to destroy the competition. That's the world we live in. So there's this movie called Idiocracy. I have no better way to explain this, but I've seen channels on YouTube that's literally what would literally come straight out of what was in that show. Imagine they have a person on Idiocracy, because this would sound like something that they would do. Anybody seen that movie? Don't got to comment. I know nobody's in. But imagine you saw that movie, right? For everybody that saw that movie. Doesn't that look, remember they got the part where the guy's watching television, he's sitting on the toilet or something like that? Now, just imagine that you saw a show on there where they had a dude who was an obvious drug addict trying to convince you that somebody else is a drug addict that isn't. Just want you to think about that for a moment. I just want you to think about that for a moment. You'd be like, wait, what? That don't make sense. Oh, so we're just doing all the lowest common denominator stuff. We're not doing the higher intelligence stuff. All right, fuck it. With that being said, everybody enjoy your day. Go do whatever it is that you do that makes you happy, man. I don't know what to tell you. I say, I'm not going to tell you to go do what makes you happy. I'm going to tell you, go find something that you could do that is you making it, you enhancing the Most High's name. That's what we should be trying to do. We should be trying to find things in this world for us to do where we're going to enhance the Most High's name. Period. That's what we should always be working towards. So let's go find something to do that's going to be shining positive light into the world. Let's go find something to do that's going to be helping, being of benefit. Let's go find something to do that helps to magnify the Most High's name. That's really what we're supposed to be doing out here, trying to magnify the Most High's name. So we should be acting in concert with, hold on, what is our Bible verse for today? Matthew 7:7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will be find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Yeah, Jesus. Jesus is talking. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use it, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own? Woo! How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own? What in the heck? Didn't I just make an idiom? You hypocrite. First, take the plank out of your own eye. Then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they will trample them under their feet and tear you to pieces. Oh, wow. Anyway, I don't even know how I should explain. Anyway, shout out to that once again. For everybody that don't know why that's a point, I was just making a reference to somebody accusing me of something that they're obviously doing and I'm not doing. So then, okay, so I had this thing that I always called and I always thought about ever since I was a child, and I always called it being on time. And basically what it was is whenever you make the right decisions, whenever you're doing the right things, whenever you're saying the right things, you're always where you're supposed to be at. So everything you're doing is natural. Nothing is forced and everything is just organic. You understand? Because you're on time. When you show up to go do a thing, you don't have to say nothing. They're expecting you. Even if they're not expecting you, you're on time. So I say all that to say, that's how I've operated most of my life. With that principle. So whenever I show up anywhere and I'm going to do anything, I'm doing it under the auspice that I'm trying to be on time. So whenever my timing is thrown off, that's where a lot of my own personal, but my timing can't be thrown off by the outside universe. My timing can only be thrown off by inside influences. That's why you see, even now, I try to keep whatever communications I have with the outside world to a minimum. That's one of the reasons. Because if a person isn't trying to help you be on time, every single thing that they're doing is disrupting your peace. It's disrupting your ability to be as successful as you can at the thing that you're doing. Right? So I'm saying this to say this. Let's look for people who have energy that allows for us to be on time. Now I'm going to explain something. Shout out to Kendra. When I met Kendra, she had 2 young children. I did not know at that point how much I needed that in my life. I needed to be able to be in a family atmosphere. So then what God did, I asked God for the ability to be able to care for this family. So what God did, God first switched my whole job up. Then he sent me to go learn skills. And then he brought me all the way back 360 to the shit that I'm already good at, that I've been practicing and been working at my whole life. But in order for him to be able to do any of that, he had to remove her from my life with the family. Because that's all I ever wanted, is to have a family. That's why I told you it's insane to say that I wouldn't date a woman because she had a kid. That's insane. Like, what kind of women you think I've been dating? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, what kind of women do you think I've been dating? Like, that don't make sense. I am not currently looking to rekindle anything that I've had before with anyone. I do think that I gotta thank the Lord for all the experiences in which I've had. I don't really do the short-term dating thing. So usually when I do start dating you, I'm dating you under the auspice that I'm trying to figure out if we're gonna get married or not. But I'm really particular, right? Because energy is important. You can see energy, I promise you. You just don't know you can see it, but you can see it. I promise you. With that being said, go out there and do magnificent things. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are gonna do some dope shit today. I'm gonna get something good going on. Hey, we got a comment. Shout out to Brooklyn NASDAQ. We got a comment. I didn't think I was gonna see another one of those anytime soon. I had a person who was an admin that isn't an admin any further hit me up and was like, they still support the platform. They still fuck with the platform. And I want to say something. I want to be clear on this. A couple of people I removed from being an admin because I know what y'all guys got going on in your personal lives and I didn't want y'all to be attacked. If I have you as an admin and you constantly coming and telling me what some other weirdos is doing, that means that you can't be my admin. I don't want you to constantly be updating me on what these niggas is doing. That's not helping. That's doing the opposite of helping. You're supposed to be sending me shit to keep me on point, keep me distracted from the bullshit, not encouraging. So I say all that to say, sometimes admins think that's the way to go. And it probably is the way to go on other platforms, but I don't want to argue with nobody. So it's never going to be the way to go with me. And if y'all ever do see me decide to go full, I can't even say DEFCON, but let's just use DEFCON on somebody. Believe me, I'm going to be in such a situation or in such a position that after it's done, it's a wrap. There won't be no more reason for me to talk on the matter. I make people nervous for a reason. Come stand next to me, you'll feel it. That's not a threat. It's just a fact. Right here it says, who currently has your vote? 30 people voted. 30% has said Biden. 50% has said Trump. 20% has said whoever the third guy is. At least now Biden is finally beaten whoever that third guy is. Shout out to Bidens. I think people just wanted to just vote tonight. I don't really care. I don't really care about it. I'll be wanting you guys to have a better perspective of what you guys might or might not think for the most part. Trump is in a situation where, like most politicians, Democrats are in trouble. That's it. Democrats are in trouble. I don't know if I already told you I do not want Trump to be reelected as president. He's too old. I don't want no more 70-year-old guys being president. Copy. I just don't. So no, I'm not a Trump advocate. I'm not coming over here saying pro-Trump. But if we was having a conversation about who would be a better president, Trump or Biden, I don't think that there's a question who would be a better president between Trump and Biden. I don't think that's a question. I think that is so obviously been answered over the period of time that Biden has had the administration, right? I don't think that's a question, but if given the opportunity, I would say that we need somebody that's younger. I don't want us to have any more 70-year-old presidents. Understand? I don't really want to have any 65-year-old presidents. You understand? So I think we need to go with a younger presidency candidate, just in general. And I think that just I think there's just the weird thinking that we have that people have to be old in order to be able to have any kind of knowledge or wisdom is insane. Because isn't old also when Alzheimer's kick in? So we're going to wait until people are at the period of their life where their cognitive functions might be deteriorating, and then we're going to consider them to be the wisest people in the room? Explain this shit to me. These guys go to parties for a living. You know what's at parties? Alcohol. So he's been doing parties. This is too much. I'm making jokes at this point. But you understand what I'm trying to say. So what's the perspective here? Like, what are we really looking at? How are we really looking at this? Are we really for Trump or Biden? I'm like I said, I think we need to go younger. I think we need to not vote for either. And I don't think we need to go and be like, we got to find a black guy. Because at this point, I'm not trusting a black president. Tell me what Obama did for black people. That's it. All right. So, tell me what Obama did for black people. He gave us all track phones. I gave you track phones. Not all black people in America needed a fucking track phone. Tell me what he did for black people. I'm waiting. Oh, it's another thing. Oh, okay. Let's see what did Trump do? Trump gave billions of dollars to HBCUs that Biden very happily took back. You do know that was a trap, right? You know that was a trap? Yeah, I know that was a trap, right? Okay, so real quick, presidential campaigns go like presidential elections go like this. So let's say the Democrats get in office. Let's say the Republicans get into office. The Republicans come into office. What's the first thing Republicans start doing? Trying to reverse everything the Democrats is doing. Trump did it to Obama. Okay, so whatever the last administration was built off of, they'll try to be like reversing the shit or whatever. They don't want them niggas to. Nobody likes those guys. This is the way that they operate. So take it to understanding, just so we can be clear. Now Biden becomes president. What is Biden going to be doing? He's going to be going back to all of the stuff that they complained that Trump was doing and try to get rid of it, right? But what are these really doing is they're looking for places that they could go get money from. Remember, we still got to put together a budget. They've been giving all of this money to the Ukraine. They've been spending millions of dollars on counting fish. They also been spending millions, quite possibly billions of dollars to help kids and other children in other countries get sex changes or some shit, right? So all of these things are significantly more important than the HBCUs, apparently. And everybody's mad at fucking Deion Sanders. The HBCUs have no funding. Every single last one of you people that's talking crazy about Deion Sanders, I want to know why you're not mentioning Biden. Oh, so me and you was in a debate, I would have just effed you up right there. I would have effed you up right there with that part, right? If we was in an actual debate, you would have just got effed up. Right? This is why people don't want to debate me live. And then after I win, what they're going to say is I'm argumentative. But when they go talk to everybody else, they say I don't got no facts. But then when they come on my program and I hit them in the face with the facts, then they say I'm argumentative. No, I'm going to consistently win any kind of debate that somebody brings to me. If you come in here to just talk and have fun and we can laugh and joke, I'm here for that also. But if you try to come on my platform and it's to start a debate to try to make me look stupid, I'm going to 100% eviscerate you. I promise you. I know way more about this stuff than I be actually alluding to 9 times out of the 10. Let's get out of here. We haven't been live in a couple of days, so I'm not in no big rush, to be honest with you. We got anybody in here? Drop some froze. I just want to see if we got anybody in here. I know everybody working, but we got anybody here this morning? Drop some froze. See if I get at least 2 people. See if we get 2 people. See if we get 2 people. We get 2 people. We stay on for a little while. If not, I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't need the screen no more. I don't want to dub it all the way out. Boom. All right, boom. There we go. All right. Everybody, just go out there in the world. Try to do something good. I don't know what to tell you, but just try to find what the Lord's light is. It's going to be, your direction is going to be the way that you don't have to force. You understand? It's going to be a reflection of who you are for real, for real. You understand? It's going to be the thing you don't have to force. Never forget that part. If you're feeling like you got to force it, it might not be the thing for you. It might not be where you're supposed to be. It might not be. What the hell do I know? I have a bad habit of forcing, at least I used to, have a bad habit of forcing myself into situations and being pretty good at it, apparently. And so I have to be cognizant of that whenever I'm dealing with myself, to know that not every situation is for me to get into, even though it's available. With that being said, I want to talk about something so bad, but I'm not gonna. She's really cute. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang, hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got in this one. I'm out.
All right. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Know where we hanging out. Shot 97 and get hurt outside.
We're styling on him. What are you working with, big dog? What are you
I
working
got my
with?
little Jordans on. I got my little Jordans on.
Okay. You know, that's what it is, man. You see that? That's the monogram joint, the Gucci boots. Don't get stupid, all right?
He said, don't get stupid. He said, don't get stupid.
All right. The star up on YouTube. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Had a good time, man.
I had a good time with you.
Good to
brother.
see you, man.
Lovely
Good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Lit Digital DJs.
Lit Digital DJs, you see us.
Okay. You got the clubs locked down. I see you, man.
I'm still working, man. The old dog's out here.
As you should be. As
Yes,
you
sir,
should
my
be.
brother.
All right. You guys have a good night. Take care.